On to our next book now. It's Joyrider by Angela Scanlon. Eithne, tell us about this one.
Yeah, so it's an unusual book. It's a self-help book, but it's also a memoir. Or maybe that's actually not that unusual. To be honest, I don't read a lot of books in this genre. But I had said to myself over Christmas, I was like, I'm going to start reading self-help books because I need help. But it wasn't really what I needed help with. But I was like, actually, I see how there could be a benefit. I probably would have been a bit dismissive of those kinds of books years ago. But now I don't feel that kind of complete self-assuredness that comes with youth. Like maybe they get in those songs, you know. Yes, you get a bit older, you're like, well, maybe I could do with a bit of help. So actually it's probably a good time for me to try this genre. So it's Angela Scanlon, best known as a TV presenter, and she has written, this is her first book, I believe, and it's about I think that the general idea is how to find joy in your life and how to be grateful for what you already have and to use that to get more. If you're happy with what you have, it's easier to attract more. But it covers a lot of kind of contemporary pop psychology, I guess, like things like imposter syndrome, manifestation, meditation, like a lot of things that are popular at the moment. She kind of goes into them all because she says herself that she has read all of these books. Like she, was a big fan of the self-help genre, and she's kind of distilling everything she's read, coming up with her own philosophy to life. And then it's interspersed with her own life experience. So if you're interested in her, the person, then it's got that memoir element as well. And she's talking about everything from, the kind of child she was, wanting to be praised, wanting to be the best, wanting to be liked. And then she writes in the book about having had an eating disorder for 15 years, and that began in secondary school. And then I guess there was an element of perfectionism to that, or competitiveness even with herself. And when she finally came to terms with that, or started to, I don't know what the term is, but treat it or live with it, she just kind of replaced it with her career. So instead of using eating and food as a control mechanism, she became sort of obsessive about her career and needing to always get the next thing, and never thinking about what she had. And she writes kind of interestingly about how at what would be seen as the peak of her career, when she was on the One show on BBC, which was a huge show, and she had a hair campaign with Garnier, which was a big deal, and she was doing all these red carpet events. She said she'd never been more miserable, that she didn't find contentment in the things that she was trying to get contentment from. So I guess that's kind of what it's about.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have the modern twist that you mentioned there with some of the meditation, manifestation, which is, a lot of, is being done quite a lot now by people. But as well now, I think because we have the added pressure of social media. So I think to bring a self-help book probably into the modern day is probably what maybe will help readers along the way. Yeah, and it's she's big on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram, as do probably 250,000 people. And it's very much in her own voice, the voice that you would recognise from that, And so she's obviously she's not a psychologist or whatever, she's a TV presenter, but so she's not pretending to have expert knowledge, and it's written in a very conversational tone. And she does talk a bit about social media. Now, she's not as down on it as I think a lot of people would be. And she does say, yes, it's very bad for comparison, but that she very purposely curates her feed, who she follows, who she interacts with, to kind of follow people that will bring her up, that will inspire her, as opposed to making her feel bad about herself. Okay. So yeah, she's not